Last week, the federal government released an exposure draft of a new set of regulations that they intend come into effect on the 1st of January 2026. This relates to the use of cash. It's called the Competition and Consumer Industry Codes Cash Acceptance Regulations 2025. Don't be fooled. It says cash acceptance. For months now, they've been talking about a cash mandate. Andrew Gee, Bob Katter, and Dai Lei last year moved a bill, or were preparing to move a bill to mandate cash across the Australian economy. And Jim Chalmers came in and said, just wait, we'll help you. And so Jim Chalmers has come up with this as the counter proposal to a full-blown Australia-wide, economy-wide mandate of accepting cash in all businesses. So, even though it says cash acceptance, it is not. This is the anti-cash acceptance, anti-cash mandate regulations that the government has just come out with. This takes us further down the pathway of a cashless society where cash is being removed from the economy. This does the work of the banks. So, this is not a bill. This is a set of regulation changes that are coming from the Federal Executive Council that will be signed off by the Governor-General to modify under existing laws, consumer laws, the rules about accepting cash. And what are they? 1. Cash only needs to be accepted by supermarkets and petrol stations, and only up to $500. That is, if you have a petrol station or a supermarket making over $10 million a year. Every other small business, medium-sized business in the country is exempt from having to accept cash if they don't want to. So the government with this is setting out regulations that give the green light for any business in Australia to treat cash as optional. That is the opposite of what we need. We need the Citizens Party calls for an industry, Australia-wide, economy-wide cash mandate. If you've got an ABN, if you've got a shop front, if you deal with the general public consumers, you should be accepting cash as legal tender to settle debts. That's what we support. This is not that. So, they are holding a consultation period where the public can put their submissions in for the next 2 weeks. Effectively, this you can have your say on this up until October 31. We're calling on all watchers of this video, log your protest to this. Oppose this, because we've already seen where this goes. In Sweden, in Scandinavia, they went down the cashless path. Now the governments over there are reversing the very policies that they once supported, because they are recognizing they need to support cash. When the power goes out, when there's a natural disaster, when you're dealing with people who are technically challenged, disabled, homeless, these people need access to cash. And when you remove the infrastructure, when you remove it, it supports the banks going more digital. It's very, very hard to get it back. So Jim Chalmers ought to see this happening. He should be able to see what's happening in Europe and how they're saying, whoopsie, let's reverse what we've done. But no, they're doubling down. And that is because the major parties are captured by the bank lobby, the Bankers Association, and a Bligh, and on it goes. So I'm calling on all watchers of this video, oppose this. Get on, write a submission to oppose these changes. If you want, what we would recommend is the only mandate we accept for cash is economy-wide, all businesses, no exceptions. It's the legal tender of the country. Keep your cash, keep your freedom.
Authorised by Craig Isherwood, Citizens Party, Melbourne.